Whoa, 1 year later. How's it going, everybody? And by everybody, I mean all 12 of you, one of which I know is just one of my good friends who doesn't actually know anything about soccer. So, hey, you know who you are. Thank you. This is still goal side. It's not my room, technically. Still my house. I'm still Chris, and I got some explaining to do. So, hey everybody, I think I owe you a bit of an explanation actually. This channel, Goalside TV, and what I'm doing right now was kind of started actually as a project in high school that I had to complete in order to graduate, and seeing as it was a project for school, there were a lot of restrictions, and there was a certain sort of tone that I had to set, which is a little bit more professional than I would have liked, because again, this is kind of a channel about facilitating discussion surrounding topics in soccer, football, calcio, whatever you prefer. And it was kind of stilted and kind of formal, which I think there's a place for that, but not necessarily kind of the path that I wanted to go with this. It's all right though. I actually went to school. I go to school in DC now. Have had a pretty crazy year, but I'm back for the summer, and I'm going to try and make this a pretty regular thing. Hopefully, going to be posted every Friday. And I think that's everything that I needed to get to. Why don't we jump right in? Story number one: after a kind of abysmal season in which manager Jose Moutinho described as possibly his, the worst of his career, Real Madrid are looking to appoint Carlo Ancelotti as their new manager. PSG have confirmed that there has been a formal approach for Ancelotti, who actually brought them home their first Ligue 1 title in quite some time. And for some reason, all this news surrounding this appointment has been really heating up this week, and I think personally that this is an excellent move on Madrid's part. Ancelotti is a great coach, absolutely great manager, great man-to-man skills, definitely a tactician, is experienced in a number of different formations, has excellent man management skills, and is definitely sure not to really, cause a stir. And that's something that I think Madrid definitely need. I think Real Madrid need to definitely start moving towards a philosophy that doesn't include just buying every single possible player, they can get their hands on. Asterisk, Gareth Bale. They should definitely snap him up. While transfer is a definitely important part of the game, I don't really feel like they have a solid footballing identity on the field. I feel like they have 11 different footballing identities on the field. It's been getting better, but they definitely need somebody to sort of start to push them towards one unifying goal. And I think Ancelotti is definitely the right man for that job. Story number two, the CEO of the executive board of the DFL, Christian Seifert, recently came out and spoke out against holding the 2022 World Cup in Qatar during the summer. His name joins a long list of footballing executives who have spoken out against holding the tournament during the summer when the temperatures are going to be extremely hot, and holding the tournament in Qatar at all. Specifically, Christian Seifert definitely cited his displeasure with the political nature of the decision, or what he felt was the political nature of the decision to hold the World Cup in Qatar. He told reporters, "If you make a decision which is so far away from a sporting perspective, if it is so politically driven, it is wrong. Maybe FIFA should change the claim on its logo. This is not for the good of the game." And for the most part, I'd agree with him. I understand why FIFA wanted to hold the World Cup in Qatar and bring football, to the Middle East and to sort of support the game there. Don't get me wrong, that is the great thing about football. That is a global game. It's a global conduit. And FIFA, as an executive body, should definitely take advantage of any opportunity that comes its way to foster the game in different regions of the world. Why not? So I don't think it's all doom and gloom and like politics and money, although there probably was some money involved. At the same time, I think Seifert is right. You have to look at it from a sporting perspective, and even from a fan's perspective, especially for the players from colder countries. It's going to take its toll. And also, if I were a FIFA executive, I'd definitely be worried about attendance. I know that I personally would not want to go to a World Cup held in probably one of the hottest places in the world during the summer. From a fan's perspective, that's going to kind of not be fun at all. It's like, yeah, I'm air conditioned once I get into the stadium, if they even finish the air conditioning on time, and if they can even make that work. It's another thing when I'm standing in line outside the stadium, when I'm in Qatar. Like, I'm not a famous footballer. They're not going to go out of their way to make me comfortable. And finally, our last story of the day, which is actually a story that's been modified today, is Monaco and their big money transfers. So recently, Ohogo reported that Moutinho and James Rodriguez of Porto would be moving to Monaco. They reported that they actually flew to France with their agent Jorge Mendes to work out deals. And today it was announced Moutinho and Rodriguez are officially Monaco players, both signing 5-year contracts. Monaco were recently promoted and are coached by none other than Claudio Ranieri, the Tinkerman. So I'd love to know what everybody kind of thinks about the Monaco project that's going on right now. Personally, I have mixed feelings about what's happening. On the one hand, it's great to see League One become more competitive and for there to be more talent in France and, to promote the game in all areas of Europe. Monaco actually has a very rich footballing history, boasting players like Trezeguet, Henry, and Abidal, to name just a few of their past players. On the other hand, I generally kind of like to see clubs come up through the rankings by being smart rather than by having their pockets filled by investors. I tend to really appreciate the Dortmunds and the Fiorentinas of the world who are just very smart in their transfer dealings. I don't know, I just think it's a better story if a club regains its competitive nature because they're smart rather than they're rich. And I think Monaco could definitely actually do pretty well on its own. They boast some pretty good players, Ocampos, just to name one. But again, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Again, this last one is more of an editorial piece. I really just want to see what you guys think. Alright, and lastly, I think I'm going to add just a little segment on here at the end called Looking Forward To. I'll pick one thing about the weekend that I'm actually really looking forward to, and then I'll let you guys know, and then you guys can tell me what you're looking forward to, or maybe what I should be looking forward to if I missed something. What I'm looking forward to is basically just more and more transfer news. Like, I eat that up. Oh, it's so good. And anyway, guys, this actually concludes the first of our weekly meetings together. Looking forward to more. I'm still Chris. We'll actually move back into my room next week. The lighting's actually terrible. Where I live, there are gray skies everywhere, and my room actually looks over some trees, so you guys weren't going to be able to see me. Not that you want to see my ugly mug anyway. This is still Goalside, and I will see you guys later.